Welcome to the Spirit Tribe Tea Talk bonus chats
with special guests,
where you'll hear real talk
and find real community
and real connection.
We are talking with Spinal Flow by Isha. Welcome, Isha. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And
welcome.
Perfect. Welcome. So tell us a little bit, Isha, about what you do and what is Spinal Flow and why do people want to come and see you?
Absolutely. So you're probably like, what is Spinal Flow? And we're going to talk about that today. Spinal Flow is, I'm basically your nervous system best friend. So what do? Is I have my little spine here, and I'm just going to give you a demonstration. Think of your spine as a two-way hose, and your hose flows up and down. It's going to be a two-way street, right? So if in the event you have a blockage, it's going to be a kink. And, with a kink on a hose, it's not going to get optimal flow because it's got restrictions and it's dripping. It's not getting a lot of stuff. But with Spinal Flow, the whole goal is for you to get optimal flow. And there's 7 different gateways from your cranium to your coccyx. And basically what I do is I do touch therapy, and I basically tell your meninges or your dura mater where to go so your body heals yourself. But I take it a step further, and I combined it with energy work, so Reiki and biofield tuning, so it balance your mind, body, and spirit. And I know you're like, well, what does Spinal Flow work on? So Spinal Flow works on your central nervous system. Your whole entire body is controlled by your central nervous system. So stress is manifested in the body in 3 different ways. You have your chemical stress, which is what you ingest or your medicine. You have your emotional stress, which everybody knows are feelings. Whatever you're feeling, that's an emotional stressor. And then you have your physical stressor. So that can be an ailment. It can be a physical tension. So I work with every part of your body, basically, to help you peel back those layers. And whatever's ready to come up at that time will come off. So that's a little bit about what Spinal Flow does for you. It's great for anybody that's, from a baby all the way to your fur babies. Everybody is able to do it, whether you're in a wheelchair or if you're pregnant. Like, everybody can benefit from Spinal Flow. And it's almost like, feels like you're getting a massage, but you don't actually have to get beat up. So your massages works with the fascia. I'm working deeper than that. So really, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't have a lot of stress. And that may be the case. And I always say, well, come and see me. Let's have a talk about it. And we do have a brief talk, like consultation when you first come in. And what that looks like is me actually doing an assessment. I do a posture check, and I don't even look at your intake form until afterwards, because I want you to see what I'm able to see without looking at your intake form and how it overlays on what your blockages are and how it feels. Because a lot of us think that this is our baseline when it's really something that we've adapted to and not something that we need to hold on to. And that's what I educate people on, is you don't have to continuously have those pains. I actually found Spinal Flow myself because I had excruciating back pain. So I know firsthand how it is to have chronic pain. I've had chronic pain since I was little when I got in a car accident, and nothing helped me. Like, we threw medicine at it. I've done alternate medicine, and I've looked out there for another modality, and there isn't anything out there except for this that helped me. And I no longer have that chronic back pain. And I always tell people, tell your story about how it is. Because a lot of people will think like, oh, it's a marketing thing for me. No, it's my story, and you're going to have your own. And no 2 stories are alike. You can have same similarities about your ailments or what you may be feeling. But as far as how it feels for you and what your body's going to do and heal itself is going to be your own story. And it's just a beautiful thing to watch.
And now you're on the app, Isha, and you demonstrate this in some of the videos you've created for us on our Little Bit Kindness app.
I'm going to be making those videos.
Great.
Isha,
so look for that. Go ahead,
Frankie. Isha, did I catch it correctly in the first part of it? You just also indicated something about biofeedback?
I do biofield tuning, so like tuning forks.
Biofield. Okay.
Yes, so I can help with the auric field. So I combine either spinal flow with Reiki or spinal flow with biofield tuning, or all three, depending on what the client needs. Is kind of like what they're gonna get. Sometimes you get all three. Sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't get this time, but it's really an ebb and flow. But spinal flow is the baseline.
Do you have a
what does
tuning
a
fork with
session
you?
entail?
I do have a tuning fork. Hold on.
And for those who don't know what tuning forks are, can we explain to our audience?
These are tuning forks. These are actually medical tuning forks that you can use on your body. There are several different kinds. The ones that you can use on your body have these little adapters on it, because you can put it on your body and you can also use it in your auric field. If they don't have this, do not put it on the body. It will do more damage than good.
Oh, interesting.
So when I do this, I actually don't even use it on the body because it's solfeggio frequencies. I just put it near the body to help clear it. But if in the event there is dense matter that needs to be, worked through, and maybe somebody needs to get some grounding, I actually use all of them to make sure that you're completely balanced when you leave, to cleanse your auric field. But this is so amazing just to have at home to use on yourself, because these are tools that, yes, practitioners use, but you can educate yourself and be like, hey, I can do this at home, because energy, yoga, sound baths are really the ways to, move your energy and spinal flow.
Great. Are you going to hit one of them? Show us how you do it. What does it sound like?
All right. So this one's the root chakra. You're going to hear a little bit of buzzing. We're going to take it up a notch and do some heart really quick, because we can always use some heart.
When you touch them to the body, do you touch the base of them to the body? Like at what part of it do you touch to the body?
So the body is going to be the base, and there is a little apparatus you put onto it. It looks like this. It's a little, but if I'm not putting it on the body, I don't put it on there. But it's like a little adapter.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. And what does the adapter do?
So the adapter just allows you to actually feel and soak in the whole vibration. So right now you can feel the vibration through the screen, but once it's on your body, you're feeling it reverberating.
Nice. So I think Kendra was asking, when they come for a treatment, what does that look like?
Absolutely. So when you come for a treatment, first you're going to make an appointment. Your first everybody has to start with a first consultation, because we need to do a posture check, and we need to do like before and after photos. Well, the before photo is before you've gotten any spinal flow or any type of treatment from me. And that looks like an hour session where we answer questions. It's private. We can go into detail about what your chief of complaints are, whether you have pain or emotions or physical things, and just to educate you on how spinal flow can benefit you. And then what will happen is, after the posture check, I tell you, hey, you may have a blockage in your base gateway, which is your root, and that may look like you're in fight or flight mode. You can totally tell if somebody's in fight or flight mode by the way their posture is. They're curled in, their tailbone's tucked. Say if you had like maybe a blockage in your waking gateway, you get a lot of headaches and you feel like, you can't sleep, things like that. So we talk about just the nitty gritty of spinal flow and what my findings are from you. And then I educate you on it. And I always say blockages are a very loose thing. And I'm talking to your subconscious right now, because this is how you are now. You're ebbing and flowing. This isn't something like, oh, I have a blockage, I'm going to have to work on it. No, after your first session, that's no longer going to be there. You're going to get off the table and you're going to be a whole entirely different person. You say you don't have any blockages, and you get on the table, your blockages may move up or may move down. So depending on where we're at, it's an ebb and flow. So what happens is, I always say, if something comes up and you're feeling something, text me and we can talk about it. But over the next 7 days after you get a spinal flow session, your body's still going to be buzzing. You're still going to be feeling it even 2 weeks afterwards, because your hips are correcting, you're getting in alignment, your body is readjusting, and you have to do what's best for you. And however that looks like, if you're somebody that's like, hey, I need quiet time, give yourself that quiet time, and making sure that you have, your support system at home to tell you like, hey, I'm getting a spinal flow session, I need my time for integration. So that's what it looks like for me. And I put some headphones on you, we do some breath work, shaking up the nervous system, and you actually go into your own state of being. And I ask you to set your intention, if you can't clear your mind, to know that your body is already healed. And if you feel me touching you, send your intention and love to that point so that you can heal that point. Because all I'm doing is touching on one of the 33 access points of your spine to help you heal. And then once you get off the table, some people are like, I didn't feel anything at all. And what I say to everybody is, you may feel nothing at all, but even if you're not feeling anything, healing is still happening. And you will ebb and flow. Maybe you will feel everything one time and the next time you don't. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, I felt cold or heat. And you'll just watch and feel your body's flow as you reconnect with it.
And these sessions you do in person, right? Can they do them remote at all?
I can do them remote too as well. Yes.
Okay.
I would still need to do an posture check though. So that's where, I would really need to have you in person. But if it's like, hey, I can't do it, then yes, I do, offer them over Zoom as well.
Okay. And you're based out of Tucson, correct?
I am. Yes. I have a clinic off of Broadway and Swan.
Okay. And
so
can you give out that address? Like, where would they go if they wanted to look for a session with you or book one?
So what you would want to do is go to Anahata spinalflow.com, and Anahata is Sanskrit for heart, and you spell that Anahata, and then spinalflow.com, all one word. And then on there I have my services, and then I have different tabs on like what it is, what to expect, the methodology. I'm a certified spinal flow practitioner, so I've studied with Dr. Carly, and she's the one that created it. She's in Australia. She's an amazing doctor. And to be certified by her and training with her directly was just an honor, because most people are like, you learn it, but you don't actually get to practice with the person that actually created it.
Yeah. And Isha's on the app. If you haven't been to the A Little Bit of Kindness app on Apple or Google, you can download it and actually see videos of Isha. You can also book and connect to her through the app as well. So please make sure you download. If you're not following our show, please like and subscribe us on YouTube. And I'm sure on Isha's, do you do any tubing or social media that they should follow you on, Isha?
Yes, absolutely. So you can go ahead and look me up at Isha Love 1111. So there's 4 ones, Isha Love 1111 on every single social media, or just look up Spinal Flow by Isha. I'm on Google Business. I'm on Yelp. I'm on Nextdoor. I'm on every social media you can find. You will see my face just by searching my name. And Alchemy with Isha is my YouTube. It's still Isha Love 1111.
Yeah. So I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked a little bit about the stress, and how does stress get stored in the body? Because I know what my experiences have been with stress and how I try to ignore them or put it aside. And then I know what happens. So can you talk about that a little?
So that's exactly how it gets stored in the body, by not listening to your body, because our body is the one that's actually telling us what it is. If you ever thought to yourself, oh man, I really don't want to do that thing, and then you got like a tummy ache, but you did it anyways, and then your body was like kind of upset with you later, and you're like, man, I knew I shouldn't have done the thing. It's because your body really is telling you. And this isn't even just the nervous system aspect, because people are not present and people go through their life, what I call automatically. and they automatically make a right turn. They automatically go home to the left. They know their way. Their brain is really not front and center. They're just going off of automatic responses. So by actually being present in the now and tuning into your body, you're not only balancing your nervous system, but you're balancing your mind, heart, brain coherence so that you can be like, hey, you know, I am in my present self. And when I talk about the nervous system itself, a lot of people are like, oh, it's my mindset. Okay, that's great. You can mindset your way out of a lot of things, but when it's your nervous system, when it's at capacity, it's your nervous system. You can take yourself out of a situation and you've already overhauled your belief systems, you've done your work, but you put yourself back in the toxic environment, your body's going to be like, oh, heck no, I'm out. Because our cells remember that. It's cell deep. Our brain really is just the passenger. Our nervous system's really the one that's driving the show. And people don't understand that belief systems, nervous system, subconscious all play an important role. So while I like to say, great, you can mindset your way out of it, but I can tell you firsthand, I just went back after being out on medical leave, back to my day job. I overhauled my belief system, and I can tell you firsthand, it's facts. I was running to the restroom like, I had to do my self-talk. I had to be like, we're safe. So sometimes it's not your mindset. It's really your environment, what you're around, and things like that. But it will take your body a little bit of time to adjust. And just having compassion to be like, hey, we're safe, we're okay, you know, that's when you're healed. That just means you have to use your tools. It doesn't mean you're unhealed. It just means you just have to make sure that you're doing the things that are in alignment for you.
And that makes sense. I guess we're the last to treat ourselves as well as we treat everybody else, right? I know we got a couple caregivers right here who are running around stressed, taking care of other people. So, you know, that all takes a toll. And we talked about just a little bit ago about trusting those feelings, right? Those gut feelings that you get about things. We tend to ignore them, right? What other things do you do, Isha? I think you do some other things besides the spinal flow, right?
So I'm an author. I'm going to be dropping a poem book here shortly. I'm multifaceted. I've created, it's called a one sheet, which really helps you. Like, I give this to my clients because it really helps balance your nervous system. And it's called a one sheet because I want you to literally get out of your mind and out of the environment to write those one things down. And I take you through, you know, basically a nervous system reset so that you can use and you can do the work at home. But not only that, it's really, you know, making sure that you're using all the tools available, because YouTube College is amazing. You know, everybody wants to pay an arm and a leg for something that's regurgitated when you can, you know, do the work yourself and figure out what's aligned with you. I'm a heavy reader. If you can see all my books behind me, always reading. So, you know, there's always a wealth of knowledge out there. But I created these great journals to help you. As I said, I work in corporate America, and I know firsthand how it is to have the hustle and bustle, the deadlines, and sometimes that ego system just doesn't work for us, you know, and it's okay to take a step back and work on whatever it is that is aligned for you. So I created these because there wasn't any type of journals out there for what I was going through. Like when I was going through my ego death, it's all light and love. Everybody says, oh, once you're out of your ego death, it's going to be great. But they didn't tell me like I'm going to be sacredly spiraling. Everything's going to feel out of alignment. It wasn't pretty. I was like, how come nobody's telling me this? So I'm actually bringing it to you guys so that you know, like, hey, there is support out there and you're not in this alone, when I felt like I was in the trenches. So this
and
one,
can they can get those where at, Isha? Maybe we can put them on our website for them to
they're on
purchase
Amazon,
too.
Actually.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can link them on it to your website from Amazon. Okay. So I do quantum Reiki. I'm a clear channel. And when I say I'm a clear channel, I have all of my clairs. I'm just one of those people that I'm a multidimensional healer. So I work on many different fields, basically. And I'm able to see things if I step into your auric field and I'm doing the healing work. And if something happens to be from a past life, I will ask you, do you want to integrate it in this life? Because sometimes we need to maybe heal it, or it's something generational, and everything's happening in the now. So with your permission, we can go through that and be like, okay, let's heal it. But I created this quantum soul work journal because a lot of people are like, I really want to get to know said self. And I did this with Archangel Metron, and it took me 3 days to recover as far as energy wise, but I used quantum Reiki along with holy fire. And I have a page in here that tells you how to create a portal right here. And then this page is the portal that you're bringing forward. So if you're like, I want to know my future self, or I want to know myself in this past life, you're bringing that self forward, and the next 77 prompts is that self, and you will go on that journey together. And I call them little portals because that's what they are. And then this one's I can't with my higher self. We know our higher self doesn't judge, but our 3D self does. And our higher self will tell us what's going on, just like our body. But we're like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing anyway. And then our higher self's, well, I'm going to sip cosmic tea, and we'll talk about it later, And this one's just a cheeky, punchy, like, I just can't, because sometimes, like, one of the prompts in here would be like, how many times did my ego wear a crown? Or how many times was I spiritually bypassing something, and I was giving advice that I actually needed? So it gets you thinking. This one is ascension symptoms are just dehydrated, because a lot of people want to say, oh, I wasn't ascending, I just needed a cookie, and that's great, but sometimes it is ascension symptoms. And one of the prompts in here would be like, let's see, just randomly. Oh, come on, guys. Of all the days you want to give me blank pages.
I think, Isha, these little prompts would be great little videos to get people interested in the books on the app, like little thought-provoking videos.
Really, really helpful.
And then, and then show them the book, because then maybe they would be interested in taking it further. Yeah.
Speaking about nervous system, this one says, how can I think my nervous system? Or one would be like, did I ignore my inner child and not get a snack, or something like that? This one, Spirit said what? The Cosmic Comedy Club, because I call my spirit team the Cosmic Comedy Club, because I find myself pretty funny, but they are more hilarious than I am. And this is blank, so that you can hold yourself accountable to journaling. Because Spirit said what is in your face, and you're going to be like, yeah, I know I probably should do the meeting. And then
I love that.
I really want to bring, like, Spirit's been really talking to me about community is unity, and community is, you can't have community without unity in it. I created this one, Dear Universe, Send Wine. I have to give the disclaimer. For humor purposes only, please don't go out and get drunk. But I want girls to get together and journal again. And there's like prompts in here that you guys can like equally share. And it's just really cute. And there's like a thing in the middle that says like, give yourself how you're feeling, basically as if you were like a astrologer on TV. How would you rate, your feelings and why, and share it with, the collective. And then there's like a sip and pour. But this one's just really cute because, everybody wants to do vision boards, but hey, why can't we just support each other too? Like this one says, I'm allowed to change even if it makes other people uncomfortable.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We talk about that a lot in the life coaching, about how when you're making changes, not only are you changing, but everybody else around you is going to be really super uncomfortable. So be prepared. Well, that sounds great. And I know you want to talk about maybe doing a retreat coming up, and already you've got a ton of material. That would be fun to have a bunch of girls sit around, or could be guys and girls, and do some of those exercises. So
absolutely.
You've done a lot, Isha. I'm like amazed, and this is all great. I think we all want to come and have a spinal flow treatment with you when we're in Tucson.
You should. I always say, come. I can do up to 10 people, like when I'm doing retreats.
Oh, wow.
And
okay,
it's
that's
actually
good to know.
more beautiful when more people are coming all at once, because the synergy, it's like yoga. When I can actually do heart openers as well, but if you come to me and say do a heart opener, I'm going to say no, because that means you're not ready. Like you have to work your way up to it, just like in yoga, like a 3-day, do the heart openers, and then, bring yourself down. So yes, this modality is so profound. And I always say, if you can get in on a group session, bring a friend. I do 2 people at once in my current clinic. And when I'm doing like the psychic fairs, I usually bring 2 tables as well. 2 tables, 2 journeys, 2 different experiences, but you guys are still in synergy and in sync. And what I always say to people when I'm in the room and you're like, hey, I'm not getting attention, I have to tell people, I'm attending to everybody. Your flow is still activated. If you don't feel me or see me, trust you're still getting the same treatment. So there isn't like, oh, I've got 5 minutes and this person got 10 or 12. Like, no, everybody's getting the same love.
I love it. That sounds perfect. We've got some retreats planned too, just for a weekend. So maybe we may have to sneak you over to come or meet you somehow and work something out in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You guys have any other questions for Isha?
I have a question about when you said after the session, you're completely flowing and you are integrating the week after. How long does that last? Or do you need multiple sessions to continue that clear flow?
Thank you for asking that. Excuse me. So I have packages as well. So I have 5, 10, and 12 packages. So the first session, that's when you get your first, initial, like, hey, this is where you're at now. On the 12th session, that's when we get an after photo and we talk about like what your goals are and where you're at. So not everybody is going to be like, oh, I don't want a package. Maybe somebody's like, I'm going to do a one time and I'm going to see how I feel and I'll come back later. Right. But say if somebody is like, hey, I just got in a car accident, or just, I have maybe hip problems or something that they really want to work on, then I really say like, you should come and see me 3 times a week, because, you have a goal of a specific pain point, right? But if you're like, hey, I don't know what I really want, then that person will come maybe once a week and, see where they're at. But I usually have people, create a plan. We create a plan together and figure out how they feel. But usually what I say is after the first session, give yourself 24 hours to 48 hours to integrate, to feel what your body's feeling, to see where you're at. But most people will be like, okay, I do want to go ahead and get a package, or I do want to go ahead and, get more sessions. So you can have as many sessions as you want. There's no adverse side effects, but I always say, give yourself time to integrate. And also, if you're on my table for 3 years, I'm not being a good practitioner. So you also need to be using your tools. So you will maybe hit it hard for maybe the first, we'll say 6 months, right? Just like if you were to get a massage, you have a pain point, what you want to get done. And then after that, it's maintenance. Hey, Isha, I need to schedule a session because I know my awaken gateway is blocked, or I know my base gateway is blocked. And then, you reintegrate. But it's really an ebb and flow where, I will see people sometimes all the time and not at all, right? But there isn't like a specific set. So maybe you would be somebody that 5 sessions worked for you, and that's great. Or maybe somebody else, they needed 13, right? So I don't have specific, like, you need 13, you need 12. We're always checking in with our bodies. We're always having a conversation. So the first session is really when you're doing all the talking and getting the nitty gritty of what's going on. But the sessions after that, you're just coming in. We have a quick checkpoint. Hey, how are you feeling? Anything new? Cool. Then you just go right into your session, and there's no real communication unless, afterwards, unless you have, questions or something that you're like, oh, I noticed this during the week. But it's really, it's just beautiful because you already know what you're expecting, and you can just go ahead and go back into your session and pour into you. And that's what I say. This 45 minutes to an hour is for you. So whatever you need to leave on the table, just leave it there. And when people come back to themselves, I say you're in your flow. Some people, fall asleep, which is amazing because that means that I'm creating a safe enough space for your nervous system to fully surrender. And that's amazing. And they're like, I'm so sorry that I fell asleep. No, that's great because you're giving yourself the gift of, healing your body, because being on guard all the time and not being able to surrender, like sometimes we just need that peace of mind. So 9 times out of 10, people will fall asleep on me and I'm like, perfect, but also, when you're feeling your flow, some people will feel like really tired or they have a lot of energy, or somebody will be like, oh, I'm emotional. So everybody's flow is different. And that's why I always say, like, your body is going to act one way where you may be like, I didn't feel anything, but my friend's over there like, he, how come I'm not feeling that? Well, that's that session, right? So maybe the next session comes in, she's crying on my table, because it's your whole central nervous system. If you're ready to release it, I'm there to support you for whatever that is.
So Isha, you had mentioned for physical pain, is it similar for the emotional pain? Is it like a process that you have to do this first, or is it just by person, whatever they're experiencing?
It's really layer by layer because our body has so many different layers. So think about like a cake, right? If you have all these cakes layered on top, you don't know what's going to come next, if it's cream or chocolate or whatever. So I always say, like, don't have any thought process. Everybody always wants to say, oh, it's this modality. Oh, it's that modality. I'm like, no, it's none of that. Please don't create a belief system around it, because then you're going to not be able to receive. And I want everybody to receive. And they're like, well, do I have to do this or that? No, please just come. Don't think anything and tell me how you feel afterwards. And that allows them to fully receive. And I always set those intentions so that they're not creating those blocks, because as soon as you say, oh, well, it's, then you're already manifesting whatever that is.
Okay, that makes sense.
And there's nothing out there that feels like this, like, because it's your own body's flow, So it's really, I'm working with your cerebral fluid as well.
I love that.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, it covers all aspects. So I'm excited. We're excited to come. I'm excited to read your books and do some retreats with you in the future, and check her out on the app. So she's going to be putting more videos out on the app, A Little Bit of Kindness on Google and Apple, free to download. But you can also go to Isha's website. Tell them once more, Isha, where they can come find you.
anahathaspinalflow.com, or just look up Isha Love 1111, and my links are always linked everywhere.
Okay. All right, great. Well, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We'll be sure to get them to Isha if she doesn't see them right away. And be sure to reach out, enjoy her, watch her on the app, call her for a service. I know we're all anxious to go see her. We may book you for a girls' retreat. So we're excited.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Isha, for joining us. And we hope that you have the most amazing night. I love that little heart.
Yeah.
And thank you. And thank all of you for watching.
Thank you. Light and love.